right, hey, we're here. We're having fun right here on Just Plain Living. I'm just plain old John Gray. One more time.
Good morning, Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And you're in the middle of a sentence when you started.
That's okay. That's okay.
As always.
As always. As always. I can run that mouth no matter what.
There you go.
Yes, you can, John. I'm proud of you, too.
Yes, sir. It helps sometimes.
Yes, it does.
You know, sometimes it's not real good, too.
Yeah.
You know, that's
sometimes you need to just shut up and listen.
That's the beauty of living alone. You don't have to listen a lot. I'm kidding.
Well, that's true. I understand that.
It is. Sometimes it's nice just to be in total peace, total quiet. Do you like that ever?
Oh, I have to have my time by myself, even whether I'm by myself or not.
You know what's the weirdest thing? This is a totally different subject, but last night I got home from practice, and I'd forgotten to leave a light on, so I pulled my car up. The lights stay on for about 2 minutes. And as soon as I got out of the car, my glasses were so fogged over, I still couldn't see. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, oh, sure.
I need little wipers on my glasses.
Yeah.
Little windshield wipers on you?
Especially this time of year.
And it was the same way this morning.
Sometimes I walk out of the office where it's really cool, and, you know, in the heat we've got right now, and my glasses will pop over.
The humidity right now is higher than I remember it in a long time. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was up at the gas station yesterday, and I saw this guy, and he was obviously his work guy. He had a work truck, and he was getting gas and doing this and that and the other. And I said, "Hey, man, you stay cool out there today." And he said, "Well, I'm gonna go find a shade tree down by the river." And I'm thinking, well, shade doesn't help when
in the humidity.
I mean, it's better than being in the boiling sun, but you go sit under a shade tree, it's still 100 degrees.
Yeah, especially if the air's
100 degrees without the humidity is not bad.
No.
It's not bad at all.
That's like being in Phoenix or out in Vegas, out in that area out there. You know, it'd be 115 degrees, and it's not as miserable as 85 or 90 degrees is here with an 80% humidity.
That's true. So how are you, Jim?
I'm just wonderful, just wonderful.
Just fine.
Proud to be here. Yes,
just cruising along.
Yeah, that's right.
Your convention started this week. Democratic convention.
It did.
I wish I'd seen some of it. I haven't even had a chance to see the news. Did it go well?
Depends on how you look at it. Yeah, I thought it went really well. Or
whose side you're on.
Whose side you're on, I guess, you know. It started off a little rough. Some of the Bernie supporters were not happy about some things that happened in the Democratic National Convention, as some emails were leaked, and which tended to show that maybe the Democratic National Party might have been supporting his opponent, Hillary. And however, having been really involved in politics at one time, that's nothing new. That always happens. It always happens.
But the thing about it is the media makes such a big deal out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have to have something to talk about to earn that big paycheck they get.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
Regardless of whose side, there's a lot of stuff.
So they were talking
said over and over.
You know, two things, John. One is you and I were talking to Pam, our accountant, the other day about. Well, John said, I'm sick of hearing all this commentary from from the people that get paid to do that. I just want to see it. You know, that was last week when the Republican convention.
And that's true.
Well, you know, and Pam, our accountant, said, well, you know, you can. It's on C-SPAN. They don't have any commercials or
any commentators.
Yeah,
that's the thing I think is important is we the people, like I said last week, need to see both sides of this thing and educate ourselves. Don't depend on the spin doctors. Educate ourselves on what these specific parties are putting out there and make an educated decision. Well, if you're listening to some reporter tell you what they're saying, if they don't give you an opportunity to listen, then you'll never learn anything.
Right.
You'll learn what that guy wants you to know.
And
so C-SPAN is a very good idea.
No, so did you check it out? I think it's on 7.
You could actually hear what they were saying.
Oh,
it was
absolutely. I didn't realize the TV in the office was on C-SPAN, and I'm thinking, man, they've been a long time without a commercial here, you know. But anyway, So, but you know, you're talking about the emails in the Democratic National Party. As I said, that's always been that way. In 1991, I think, or 2, I ran for an office in the state office, and I had the chairman, who I like today. I don't know. I think he's moved, but the chairman of the Democratic Party called me up and said he wanted to talk to me, and I said, this is after I'd announced I was running, and he said, "What? I can't believe you've got the audacity to run for this office without getting my approval."
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
And you said, what?
And I said, well, I didn't know I needed that.
That's interesting.
And I said, yeah, we've anointed somebody else for that job this year, and you're messing up the deal.
That is terrible.
Well, isn't that just too bad?
Yeah.
And I was a little younger then, and I thought, what the heck with you?
And you thought anybody could run, right?
I thought anybody could do that.
Country.
Yeah, but that's not the way it works. And
it should be.
Well, I know, but it's not. And he, as the official head of the Democratic Party in Coffee County, he did everything he could to get me beat, and did.
Tell old Trump he can't run.
Yeah, right.
Tell him he can't run. Let me tell you what, the whole thing's changing around, and the Bernie people. I mean, they had over 4,000 delegates at this. They have over 4,000 delegates at this convention.
The Democratic Party had over 5,000 delegates, and I think the Bernie people had about 1,800.
Almost 2,000 people.
Yeah,
so that's a huge block of people.
And when I say that about the Democratic Party, folks, I'm not down on the Democratic Party by any stretch of the imagination. I just mean that happens. That happens in politics. Probably happens in every party.
I think that's why they call it politics.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not pretty.
Exactly.
No, it's never pretty.
And it doesn't work the way you think it should.
Never pretty.
But if it's interesting, I think.
Sometimes it makes you wonder if the mafia's running things these days still.
Oh no, it's not the mafia. It's just
it's the people more powerful than the mafia that are running everything, and it all goes down to money. And who's got the money? And it doesn't make a difference who gets elected. It doesn't make a difference who gets elected. They're run by somebody with the money that got them elected.
Maybe
that's probably true. That's probably
very
true.
true.
It's probably true.
So it all goes down to the money.
And it did. I know when I ran, there were 6 people in that race, and me and another guy, the guy that eventually won, were able to raise a lot more money than the other four. And unfortunately, that works out that way. But,
it'd be nice. But
I always found it kind of interesting because we got down close to the end of the race, and with about a couple of weeks left, and I started getting checks from PACs, political action committees, from people I never met. I'd never met.
They want to be on your team in case you won.
Well, I think what they do. Well, I know that's what they do because I've worked in some other campaigns. But you get down to you sort of try to assess through polling or whatever and figure who's got a chance to win. And at that point, everybody's polling was showing it was me and another guy. One of us was probably going to win.
Yeah.
So you hedge your bets and you
send money to both of them.
You send money to both of them. So that's kind of how it works. But,
and one thing was said the other day, and they were talking about polls, and it's one of these guys, these older heads, he wasn't a television guy, he was somebody they were interviewing, and he said, there's not but one poll, and that's the one you go to and pull the lever. He said, all this polling stuff that gets done now is so biased and so weirdly structured that they can make it's like, figures lie and liars figure. You can make numbers do anything you want to do.
You can, but and I'm sure they do, but the internal polling you do within your campaign, and I'm sure a lot of them do it. You need to know the truth.
I think
you need to know the truth, and it's more accurate than you might think, or at least it used to be. So
one truth that we all need to know that's going to take place before the election, and probably for us right here is more important than anything, is school's getting ready to start.
It is.
It is almost
this Wednesday. School's going to start, and so watch out for those little knotheads. They'll be on the road. They've been out and about, but it's summertime. They sleep a little bit later. So when you're getting ready to go to work and you're driving, They'll be around.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up too,
They'll be around.
because when school is not in session, I can usually get to work from my house in about 7 minutes. When school is in session and I have to leave the house about that time in the morning, it takes about 15.
Right.
You know,
right.
so but
be careful and watch out for them. And I know Chief Blackwell's going to come on a little bit, and he's probably going to give us a couple tips about that type of thing.
Yeah, he probably will.
Pay attention. Pay attention. And, you know, Peggy was talking about her country show. That's getting ready to come up 12th, 13th, and 14th of August. So we're going to have a little clip about that on today's show for you.
Thank you.
And just keep that in the back of your mind. Football practice will be starting.
Hard to imagine, but it is.
It is football. Yeah. All you college pro, high school, fanatics, football fanatics. I'm one.
Me too.
It's close, folks. It's close. There's nothing happening right now. If you're tired of watching tennis, as I am, and things like that, it's close. Football is on its way.
I worry about the football players out there practicing. It must just be horrendous in this heat.
Well, they take care of. They take care of.
They do. Yeah.
They do.
Much better than they did when John played.
Oh yeah,
they wouldn't give you any water then.
Gave you salt pills.
You had to be tough.
Gosh, which makes
salt
it worse.
pills. Oh, it's horrible.
But I think haven't they been practicing early in the morning? Maybe?
They practice, but you know when it's. I hated morning practice. You get up this time of year and go practice when the sun comes up and there's dew on the ground and it's humid and it's horrible. I'd rather go in the middle of the day as practice in the morning.
Yeah.
You uniform, you wet, and it's just horrible. I hated it worse than anything in the world. Grass stinks.
We
persevered.
Yeah.
That's right. Team sports, good for you. Take a shot at it. What we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with today's show. Don't you go away. We've got everything from the 41A to country music to Chief Blackwell.
To Swiss Festival.
The Swiss Festival's coming. We'll be right back.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family is the largest automotive retailer in southern Middle Tennessee. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, we are your one-stop shop. Check out our awesome website, russellbarnett.com. There's over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now Chief Paul Blackwell, who is Chief of Police of the Tullahoma Police Department, and this segment is appropriately called Police Pointers. Paul, it's good to see you today. We have Paul and I were just talking. We have a new gadget in the studio this morning. I'm not sure whether it's here just because we're here or because we have a tendency to run over, but there's this huge time clock that counts us down, and I guess when it gets to zero.
I guess we're just cut off.
I guess it cuts us off.
The screen will go black.
We're not sure. Oh, anyway, wonders of automation and that sort of thing. Anyway, so we were talking in the opening segment. It is time for school, Drew.
It is time for school, but I want to regress a little bit. And,
absolutely.
All 3 of y'all were laughing about how your glasses, this time of the year can fog over.
Absolutely.
Hey, think about the police officer who sits in his patrol car Where's glasses?
Yeah.
I've got glasses.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there, if you have your windows rolled up in that nice cool air conditioner, then you got to get out as soon as you open that door.
Yeah.
Your glasses become instant fog. So that's why
that could be scary.
It could be very scary.
Yeah.
Encourage them to keep your window rolled down so you have that balance of temperature.
Right.
But,
exactly.
It happened to me this morning. I went by a church to take a picture of their sign.
Yeah.
And as soon as I wasn't wearing my glasses, but the minute I got out of the car, they fogged up. So I put my glasses on to take the picture, and it's like, wow.
Unreal.
But perfect.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Absolutely. I'm sure everybody can. Yes. I hadn't thought about that from a police officer's perspective, though. That's why I said that could be scary.
It can be. Yeah. What do? You take your glasses off and use your fingers to be a windshield wiper, like you said.
Yeah.
But, school starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm sure all across this town there's kids whining and crying and, fighting their parents, and the parents are doing a little hooray dance.
Yeah,
that, tomorrow school will start
You're
back.
saying they may be glad to get rid of the kids for a while during the day.
I hear that more and more.
I bet.
But like you said, and in your little example, how you can get across town during the summertime pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But when school starts, we have a lot of morning traffic because of the fact that we don't have the buses.
Right.
And a lot of the children have to be taken to school by their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a big increase in our traffic during the morning hours. The afternoon, it's not as bad because people are up and about doing what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to do, just make sure everybody's aware, look for those yellow flashing signs starting tomorrow morning when you're in the school zone, because that's a 15-mile-per-hour speed zone.
Right.
And we know that there's going to be people that don't have kids, and it just doesn't register with them that school's back in session.
Do these speed limits, they don't vary in Tullahoma?
No, it's 15 through across Tullahoma.
Because I know in some of the cities I go to, like Franklin County, or if the school is on a main state road, is it different on a state road?
Yeah. Well, you can regulate what the speed limit is, but yes, on some state roads, because of the where the school's situated, speed limits are a little bit higher.
Right.
But in Tullahoma, across the board, it's 15 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, there's some people that don't have kids, and it's not uncommon for an officer to stop someone, and I didn't know school was back in. So we know the first couple days or the first week, there's going to be some transition that we have to ensure we educate people that school is back in session, and please be vigilant and travel at that 15 mile an hour. Speeding in a school zone costs you a little bit more than just a regular speeding ticket.
I don't remember what the fine was, but it was.
Any fine's really too much. I mean, a regular speeding ticket's $165.
Yeah. Ooh.
So depending on what speed you're going in the school zone, it could raise you up to a reckless driving, which not only increases the fine, but the number of points on your driving record.
Okay, so there's some. We've never talked about that much, and I don't. Today's probably not a good time to get into that. But there are issues with your driver's license relative to points.
That'd be a good topic.
Topic to
we'll
talk
put that
about
on the calendar.
Yeah. Okay.
Because people that repeatedly get stopped and get citations, there are consequences to it. Not only from the city court fines, but insurance costs. Possibility of losing your license, and then that becomes expensive. But school does start tomorrow. Our school zones, all our school zones have yellow flashing lights at either end of them. So you'll know when you're in the school zone if you're paying attention to those lights. But I tell people too, the other true telltale sign is everybody else driving. Why are they driving so slow?
Exactly.
That could be a good clue to you.
Exactly.
School's in session.
And you really can get used to driving a certain route, and you'll see that flashing light, but it doesn't register.
Right.
It doesn't register, and then, like you say, it's happened to me. That all of a sudden you think, why is everybody driving so slow? And then it hits you.
Dawns on you.
It dawns on you.
And we understand that, and that's why. The first week of school, the officers are pretty understanding of that. That, for 2 months there's been nothing. Then all of a sudden the lights come on, and we know there's a little bit of a transition there.
I would imagine there's some issues too as well from people letting their kids out of the car.
All the schools are laid out differently. Some of our newer schools actually allow the parents to get off the roadway to drop them off and pick them up. Some of the schools, our regular roads just get backed up by the parents waiting to pick their kids up or to drop them off. So on occasion, we have to get out there and kind of help the traffic get moving so that those people that have other reasons and needs to go down the road can get by.
Right.
We'll do well. Hopefully the kids are excited about going back, seeing their friends.
A lot of them are, yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
And you oftentimes talk to a lot of kids and you ask how their summer's going, and I'm bored, or so they want to get back to school.
Yeah.
We just want people to be aware of it. Not all of our schools have sidewalks to them, so just be conscious and vigilant when you're in the area of the school to be watching out for kids.
Do most school zones have crossing guards?
We do. We have 8 crossing guards, and that's pretty much one for each school zone. We have 2 in the East Lincoln area, but they're generally there to, and their primary job is to get the kids across the street, not to direct traffic. A lot of times people want to get upset and say, well, why aren't they directing traffic? And they're not traffic control. They're school crossing guards for the kids to cross the street. And oftentimes we have to let the traffic just do what the traffic normally does. So we sometimes get some comments about that of, why wasn't the school crossing guard out there directing traffic? Well, one, they're not trained in directing traffic.
And that's good information to know right there.
Yeah, they're not there to direct traffic. They're there to get the kids across the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And they will fuss at you if you're going too fast.
Oh, yeah, we've had some that have been pretty expressive, to say the least.
Right.
And they'll come in, the crossing guards will come into the station and they'll tell us about a particular car they may see day after day after day doing something, and then we focus on that. We'll go out there and we'll try to find that car.
And I mentioned this last year when we did this segment about school crossing, but I was going through one and the school guard the crossing guard was really animated about me slowing down, and I looked at the person riding with me and I said, what's the matter with him? And she said, you were speeding. You were going 40, it's at 15.
And we have to train them, because like you say, some of them are quite animated, that if you're waving someone through, don't use the hand that's holding the stop sign. What does that mean? Do I stop? Do I come? And there's little things you have to think about of, do they understand what I'm asking them to do?
Exactly.
Stop is, hold it way up, everybody can see stop, not hold it down and then get mad at someone because they're not stopping.
Absolutely. And the crossing guards, they do work under the supervision of the police department.
Yes, right? they are under our supervision, and Captain Scott Jackson manages them, and he goes out periodically and checks on them to make sure they're doing what they're doing and see if they have any needs that we need to help them with.
Yeah, okay. All right, and give it a few days and all that will work out for you. And you'll be right back in the
We're in
routine.
that first week will be a transition week, and we all understand that.
I got to tell you, I've got about 30 seconds left. I've got to tell you this from one of our viewers that watched this, and I'm sorry to say I don't know the name and didn't recognize the person, but he said, and I'm assuming this is accurate, the gentleman said that he was in another town and he turned right on red, and a police officer who was relatively new, he thought, pulled him over, and he told them, wait a minute, Chief Blackwell over in Tullahoma said on TV that it's a state law. And he said he doesn't know. The officer thought about it a little bit, let him go. Didn't give him a ticket. But Chief Blackwell said this on TV over in Tullahoma.
Is that good or bad?
I guess that's good. I don't know.
If we're right, it's good.
Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully that officer went back and did some research to find out for himself or herself, exactly what the law is, because I think that's a true testament if they made the right choice not to cite the man.
Yeah.
And then if they go back and actually learn what is the statute and how does it apply, then that was a good encounter.
Yeah, okay. I thought I'd share that with you folks out there. It's always nice to hear from you, by the way.
I have to be cautious sometimes. Say, now, wait. What happens in so-and-so and so-and-so is someone else's responsibility.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
all right, Paul, thank you.
I don't guess we got cut off, did we?
I don't think so. They went to something else. We run over. We managed to run over.
We're in a commercial?
Yeah, I think so. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more Living.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
So glad you hung around, because I'm sitting here with Jackie Lawley, and she's from the Swiss colony at Grutley.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
Sounds like a big festival is coming up. It's going to be such fun.
This
weekend?
It's this weekend, Saturday, July the 30th.
What time do y'all start?
From 10 in the morning until 4 in the evening.
And you can come on in a few minutes early and be all set up with a good parking place, right?
Yes, yes. We'll have vendors who are even coming in the night before.
Oh, really? And
to get ready for the day,
yeah.
even though it's a one-day event.
Have?
We'll have about 20.
Okay, when we say vendors, is that food vendors, craft vendors?
That's foods, crafts. We'll have some organizations that'll be represented. We have a professor from the University of the South who'll be doing some research.
Yeah.
And if people are willing to spend some time answering some of her questions, they could get a gift certificate.
Oh, that's always nice.
Yes, so that's a good incentive.
What impressed me, it costs $5 a person, basically.
Yes.
You come in a car. If you have 10 people crammed in your car, well, it's 10 times 5.
Right.
And you can't beat a deal like that.
No.
And you don't even have to bring anything to eat, because you all are selling stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have food vendors, and we always try to have brats and sauerkraut.
So you're
we have people who
representing
ask,
the Swiss.
are you going to have that?
Is that a favorite of the Swiss?
It is.
Brats and sauerkraut. Is there any other?
I think it's primarily because it's become so common in this country. When I visited Switzerland, I don't remember thinking that much about it being. No, you may have had sauerbraten or something like that, more than likely.
But that's wonderful. How many people do you sort of expect?
Anywhere from 700 to 1,000. We don't have an exact count from our last year event, but it ranges in the 700 to 1,000.
It's grown a lot.
It has grown a lot.
And you're with the Historical Society, and is it the Historical Society that keeps this going?
It is the Historical Society that keeps it going. We received the property from Rose Stampley in the year 2000.
Yeah.
And she was with the organization, it's been 42 years now, so she was with the organization all the years prior to that. And she and the group wanted a museum, so she gave us a museum.
That's
and
beautiful.
It's more than one building, however. It's a big responsibility.
It's a big responsibility.
Yes.
Well, anytime you're trying to preserve history in a community, it takes volunteers and it takes money, and so the festival, I'm sure, helps to sustain that.
It helps a little bit, but actually the festival primarily takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Except for donations in addition to what happens
and it's
during
sort of
the
like
day.
A family reunion, right?
It's a lot like a family reunion. We have people who come back all the time.
You see the same people, and you look forward to having them there. Mm-hmm. What are y'all selling to drink?
We have. Well, we'll have wine tasting.
Oh,
we won't
cool.
be selling any wine, but we'll have wine tasting. And
are there wineries up there?
There are no wineries up there that I'm aware of.
Yeah, okay.
I have a small vineyard, so I supply a little bit of the wine that my husband and I make.
Yeah, that's good.
And then
is that
we'll
a long,
have,
hard process? Do you get out there and stomp the grapes with your feet?
No, I don't stomp them with my feet.
Come on. Come on.
No, I have a very big tool that does that for me. It's a block of wood that's about this big around, about that tall, and has a long handle on it that was handcrafted, I don't know how many years ago, because my family's made wine for over 130 years in the States.
So you have your own recipe, is that it?
Have my own recipe, and it's since I'm learning, I didn't do it that much with my dad when I was a kid, so I'm learning a lot about
and do you have a
what it
title
takes.
Of your wine?
We just call it Suter Blend.
Suter Blend.
Mm-hmm. Since we live on the Suter farm, and it's
and
been
you
in
have vineyards. You also have vineyards.
Have a small vineyard. Mm-hmm.
And now would be the time. Is now the time the grapes are coming out and you're picking grapes and stuff?
No, they're just a few of them are beginning to ripen. We have 3 or 4 varieties, and one variety is beginning to ripen.
What fascinates me about the Swiss colony up there at Grutley is the fact that you have retained the culture. And as we were talking, you said that a lot of the people have moved away, but still the roots are there, and people stay connected through their heritage. And you have definite Swiss heritage.
Yes.
How far back does that go?
My folks came from Switzerland in 1885. The colony was actually settled in 1869.
Yeah.
And people thought that, about 100 families thought that they were getting this beautiful farmland. And they found out when they got here that it was a lot of wooded property.
And
almost
a lot of work
woods.
to be done. So you said coal mining?
Coal mining was prominent then.
One of the biggest,
fact, Tracy City and Grundy County as a whole, all the way out into Palmer, became big mining from the mid-1800s all the way up into what, I guess it kind of dwindled out completely in the 1960s.
For people sitting at home and not sure where Grutley Lauder is, can you give us a little input on the address or
it's about,
how they get there?
All right, it's about 25 miles from Monteagle. It is at the junction of 108 and 56. You go toward Palmer.
Okay.
And there will be a big sign across the intersection of 20th Avenue.
Okay.
That takes you out to the Stoker Stampley farm.
So Grutley Lauder itself, how big is it?
I think I read the other day it was. I was trying to remember. Not very big.
Like 2,000,
I can't remember
6,000, maybe. Is it considered a small?
It's
community?
About 2,000, I guess. Yeah, maybe bigger than that. But however, my husband always tells everybody Grutley Lauder is the largest municipality in Grundy County.
All right, then that's good to know.
It is the largest population.
Well, I think we really want to reiterate the fact that we're having a festival in Grutley Lauder Saturday this week, the 30th.
Yes.
Show up around 10 or before.
Right.
And hang out there till the day is done and just have the time of your life. I'll bet there'll be some polka stuff. You said you had some musicians?
Yes, we have the Music Meisters from Nashville. They do German music, and they play in lots of restaurants in Nashville.
So that'll be going on all day?
That'll be going on all day. And Bazania is a folk music group, women from Sewanee.
Okay, I think they're going to run me off the set here because of the signs they're giving me. Jackie, it was great having you.
It was great meeting you, and thank you.
It's a wonderful festival, and I'm going to get up there if I can.
Okay.
I think we'll be back.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch, and we're here to present today the Conversation with John and Pat, the 19th installment.
We're about to get to 20.
We're coasting downhill on it, John.
Pat, you were making mention a while ago of this little tuner that I have, and it's a great little device to keep your guitar in tune. And since I changed strings the other day just for this segment, I wanted to show folks that because you seem to be intrigued.
I am intrigued with it, John, and those that think that Chapel Hill may be a little bit limited in accepting technology need to take note of that.
Yes.
It'd be similar to the first person from Chapel Hill to get on a commercial airplane, probably.
Well, you can put it on a cell phone now and tune your guitar by a cell phone today. But I want to we've got a segment here I think everybody's going to be interested in, and it's in regard to University of Tennessee and a family that was well recognized there. Well, wish I was on top of Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once two strangers climbed on Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Well, I missed a chord there, but who cares?
It's unnoticed. With Pat Head Summit's Celebration of Life service last night, that was done, and John, it was probably done better by you then than maybe some in the crowd.
I appreciate the comment, though. Yeah. Flattery is always helpful.
That's exactly right, and it will get you further than some people think it will. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Where are you headed, John? I want to remind you, you brought by a book.
I brought by a book because I won it. I'm a winner, you know.
Absolutely, just like Coach Bryant. Nothing but.
But I used to live next door to a fellow named Mr. Orville Finney out on Blue Creek Road. And Mr. Finney, I used to help him on the farm a little bit when I was younger and wanting to do things like that. So Mr. Finney one day casually mentioned that Shirley Majors used to cut hair with him up in Tullahoma in the same barber shop. And the question was by who was the TSSAA man back at that time. But anyway, he came to Rotary and spoke, and he asked Ronnie Carter, and he said, now if anybody can answer this question, you'll get one of these books. Well, I answered that question, and everybody in Rotary is pretty astounded that I knew the answer. And I was astounded too. I remember
you and I can show out in Rotary, it does astound them, John.
That's exactly right. Go ahead, Pat.
Well, John took the book by my wife's place of work, and which was awful nice of him, because he knew that once I got it, that it would engross me for about 3 or 4 days, and he was in deference to my wife. She knew the same effect was going to happen, and if I wasn't going to clean any dishes or make any beds or participate in any kind of family life, she could have held that book from me, but she was nice enough to let me look at it. And it was incredible. It covered the history of the TSSAA, which is what Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association, that has governed Tennessee high school sports, I believe, since the very early 1900s. And it was divided in segments of history and so forth, and it was divided into successful coaches, and it had just a lot of local history in it. And one of them, of course, would have been the Majors family. That they would have had 5 boys and a daughter. And Coach Majors, Shirley Majors, was the father, and his wife's name was Elizabeth, but I believe she went by John. So they had the husband's name Shirley and the wife's name John. And I think you said that there was
I wrote a little song one time. Stoney Jackson shared that tidbit with me, and I wrote a little song called Papa named Shirley and a mama named John. I won't bore you with that song, but that's...
Well, Coach Majors, Shirley Majors, was a barber, as you've already pointed out, and he, during the World War II periods, at least, he cut hair in the old Harton Arcade, which would have been right off of Jackson Street. And wasn't long ago, his family was raised in Lynchburg, or he raised his family in Lynchburg and Huntland. And Coach Majors, being John Majors, periodically visits both places in Tullahoma to visit friends. And I got to be with a group of maybe 10 guys that ate lunch downtown with him, and it was really, really interesting. And he said that during Camp Forest days, when we had 60,000, 70,000 troops being trained at near what's now the Arnold Indian Development Center, that these soldiers would come in on Saturday to get their hair cut, and for at that time would have been a really high price for like $1. He'd cut the hair and give them a shave, and the chair was full all day long. He made probably more money then than he at least Johnny Major said he made more money then than he did when he was anytime he was coaching. And they'd bring the 5 boys would come with him some, and he'd give them enough money to get 1 Coke, I think, and see 2 movies at a time, and they just talked on and on and on about how fun life was at that time. Philip, why don't you put that picture up? That picture's then Coach Shirley Majors is on the right. Now he, of course, when he retired, he was the head coach at the University of South in Swanee and had some extremely successful teams. I believe he had 2 or 3 undefeated teams. And if you going opposite the way you normally read from right to left, the first gentleman is the oldest son, which I think that was his senior year at Huntland. That would be Johnny Majors or John Majors. It was the head coach at UT for so long. Next to him is Joe Majors, who was a quarterback at Florida State. The next one is Bill Majors, who was an assistant coach until an extremely untimely death that we'll talk about maybe at some point, and we don't have enough time today. And I believe that was his 8th grade year. And then next to him is Larry Majors, who was the smallest of the crew when he was, after he had grown, and he played for his daddy at Swanee and was a real successful player. And then the youngest on the far left is Bobby Majors, who was probably the best athlete of them all and was the biggest of them all. I can remember he was 44, played in the late 60s. And John, I think when they punted to him, there wasn't anybody in the open field that could catch him. He could make at least one guy miss almost
I'll tell you my little tale. Tommy Allen and I went to see Penn State and Tennessee play at Neyland Stadium, and Lydell Harris and Franco Harris and Lydell Mitchell were 2 of the running backs for Penn State, and they were highly rated in the country. And that ball would be punted to Bobby Majors, and the most beautiful wall would be set up, and he would read and dart and dash through or around, whatever. It was amazing, that game. They won 31-11 that day, and it was UT's heyday.
I'm not too sure that wasn't the first night game at Neyland Stadium, too, John. That was a really, really big deal. Penn State being an intersectional powerhouse. And
we're going to come back and do a little bit about the Majors family at another segment, but we've been told that we need to cut it speed it up a little bit here.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to shut down the 19th installment now then, John.
Well, I'm going to continue with a little bit more Rocky Top on the next segment 20, so we don't lose continuity.
Right, and kind of celebrate the meeting segment number 20. That's not the end of the conversations. We'll take his place by storm if we have to finish this segment up. Number 20 is coming.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once. And deliver to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too. And take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not one penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and it's almost time for the 41A Festival. We have Joe and Chambliss on today, and they're going to tell us all the good stuff that's taking place. This is the what?
Seventh.
I wanted to say third. It's the seventh one.
Time flies, huh?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Seventh one. And, you know, first thing I want to say is thank you to you guys and the Kiwanis Club for doing what they do and making this thing happen and keeping it happening and getting better and better and progressing every year. just thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you to the community. I mean, that's what makes it all possible, and that's where all these funds come from that end up going back to the children, and that's the main point of the festival. I think that gets lost sometimes. People think about the music that's coming out the lineup and going to the festival and having a good time, and sometimes it gets lost. But that's the main point of it is the children. So really, it's a great community event.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. What do you think about the fact that since the downtown project is almost finished, you're going to have access to power a whole lot easier and a cleaner, neater area to do what you're doing? Does that excite you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely been a conversation the last 2 years with the festival. Last year especially, they were right in the middle of it, and it made things a little bit tough to work around. And this year, we've had to shuffle some things around with some of the new planter areas and things. But the city has done some great things for the festival. I mean, putting power specifically in, basically, to make sure that the festival stays viable. And it's been great. It's been great to see the support come from the city as well.
Right.
It has. It gives us a better product to put out there. You do this for 6 years now. This will be our 7th. You always want to keep offering new things to keep people coming out and talking about it. And, the downtown had gotten to the point where it needed that updating. And thanks to the grants and a lot of people putting in some hard work, it's going to make the festival just a nicer thing to visit.
Well, talking about new and fresh things to keep stuff people interested and updated, what's new this year with the 41?
Well, obviously our music lineup, we try to change that out quite a bit. We do have a few people that are returning that got good crowd response. We're going to have some new food vendors this year, which is great. The food court area that we set up last year for the first time, which was not as detached from the main music stage as it had been in previous years. That really worked out well for us. We're always toying around with new things to bring new people out, and especially for the kids. Yeah. Because it is a family event and it does happen during the day. It goes later into the night, but a lot of people come out during the day to enjoy that. Sure. And so we want to have something for their children to be able to do also that's safe. And so the kids zone, we're always offering new things for them to do at the kids zone, as far as blow up things and stuff to keep their attention while the parents are there. And anything else.
So you let them blow up things? You have dynamite?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fireworks and matches and broken glass.
Well, that's one of the things that's been a topic of conversation this past year, and that's what we do when we meet on Thursday afternoons over at the Country Club. We discuss how we can improve based on the last year, and the kids zone from last year has been something that we've been working to improve, as well as just the experience all around. I think that's one thing that one of the main things that we've been working towards this year is just improving that kids zone and making it more of a family-friendly event.
Right.
Let's look at the lineup here. Who do we have Friday night? Sweet Honey.
Well, first of all, the dates are September 23rd and 24th, that Friday and Saturday, so we can get that out there. Sweet Honey's a great band. We had people asking for them. Every year after the festival, our marketing coordinator, Hope, puts out on social media that we would like feedback on the bands that we had. And also, people might know of acts that we haven't heard of that we want to bring in. So some of these bands represent those. So it'll start off Friday evening, the 23rd at 6 p.m. with Sweet Honey. Stagger Moon Band has been there before, but they had great crowd response. And then there's a trend right now, especially in Tullahoma, of these tribute cover bands of very famous groups. And so Van Halen, obviously, is a tribute band to Van Halen, which will be our headliner Friday evening at 9:15.
They've actually won awards and things. They were voted, I think, one of the best tribute bands in the bands in the country. So we're really excited about that. And then Saturday, Jesse Black, who I believe 18 years old.
He's young, very talented though.
Yeah, very talented. Heartstrings, the Bobby Tomlinson Band, Bad Monkey, who is a local favorite as well.
Oh yeah, everybody loves Bad Monkey.
Yeah, Elena Blair, who's out of San Diego. You got to follow her on social media. And then Bo Bice, who was on the American Idol. He was the first runner-up.
He was the runner-up to Carrie Underwood, and so wasn't not a bad person to lose to.
Kind of guy.
Rock blues.
And
he's going to pair really well.
He's great.
He's going to pair really well with Glenn Templeton, who we're having again, being a country act, but he kind of has that side to him also. We're thinking from from Bad Monkey on, that night is set up really well.
Yeah,
to
that's
have
great.
A good night
Sounds
of music.
good. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, thank y'all. We're just going to tell everybody again. It's September 23rd and 24th. Starts at 6 o'clock Friday and then picks up at noon on Saturday.
That's right.
There'll be all the food you need to eat, beverages you want to drink, fun for the kids, and a 2-day lineup of great music.
That's right.
And all the money raised by the Kiwanis Club goes to help kids.
Yep. Local children's charities.
Local children's charities. How good is that, folks? Doesn't get much better. Joe,
thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Jonathan,
Chambliss, always a pleasure to see both of you. Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department needs you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this past, let's see, when was that I did that? Probably Friday. Friday, went over to the high school. The teachers were all having a meeting, and Stan McNabb gives a car, the use of a brand new vehicle every year to a teacher. 9 of the teachers who had been found to be Teachers of the Year out of the Tullahoma school system had a reverse draw, and one lucky gal won the use of a car for a year from the Stan McNabb Automotive Group. Here's a little video about that.
We live in a community that truly values education as a program, truly invests in education for our community, and truly believes that education is the lifeblood to where we plan to go as a growing community. The third thing that we're going to do this morning is to give away a car. And this is fun for me because I get to give away somebody else's. A couple of years ago, Stan McNabb came to me and with an idea, and that idea said, we want to do something different. We want to do something that sets apart our community, our leadership, and our schools, and we truly want to give back and make the life of our community better related to public schooling. I would now love to invite our candidates for the drawing to come on down. All right, we have 9 Teacher of the Year candidates, and their names are all put in a bucket, a small barrel, a tub, if you will, and the last name left is going to lead with a card provided by the McNabb Auto Group. Yeah, big stuff.
I want to appreciate all the teachers here, all the people in education. It is very, very important to this country, what you guys do. So I want to thank all the teachers for what you do. It really, all of us. The teachers are the backbone to our country, how we succeed in this world. We got to have education. Just look around the world, what age they start educating their kids. So we got a great school system here. We moved here in 1980, and it was great then and still improving. So I want to thank all of you. My family thanks all you teachers very, very much.
All right, we're going to have the folks introduce themselves so you can see who's crying as they leave.
My name is Byron Locklear. I teach at East Middle School 8th grade science.
My name is Angela Pendergraft. I teach here at Tullahoma High School. I teach personal finance and web design.
My name is Chandra Cardosi. I teach 4th grade. I'll be teaching writing and science this year at Bel Air Elementary.
My name is Amber Charbonneau. I teach at Tullahoma High School. I teach freshman math.
Michelle Wilcox, East Lincoln, RTI. Cindy Middleton, Bear Elementary, 4th grade math.
Reagan Osborne, Tullahoma High School, sophomore English.
Brittany Cleveland, Robert E. Lee, and I teach PE.
I teach at West, and I teach 6th grade social studies.
All right, as a quick reminder, we draw the last name left, the last woman standing. All right, we're down to 2. We're going to draw one name, and the other person will walk away with the card. Oh, we're getting downright pageanty now. Let's see who wins this thing. Stan, you gonna be the guy? Trey's gonna be the guy. You want? Who do you want? It doesn't matter. And the winner is Reagan Osborne. Reagan, congratulations.
And these are the 9 teachers that were involved in the drawing here with the McNabb family, who give one teacher a brand new car to use every year, the use of a car for a year from the Stan McNabb dealership. And this is the winner with the Stan McNabb family getting the key to that brand new automobile.
Trey McNabb here with Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we just gave a vehicle away to drive for a year. This is Reagan Osborne with me, and she's the lucky winner for the Tullahoma High School, Tullahoma City School System, and I can't remember how many years we've been doing this, but it's been at least 5 years. So we appreciate the support of the teachers and the school system.
What qualified you to be in the drawing?
I was the THS building winner of Teacher of the Year, and then I was the Tullahoma City School System secondary winner for Teacher of the Year, and then I was also South Central Regional secondary Teacher of the Year. So they put me in the pot.
That's awesome.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan? You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them, and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street, and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
I have just met the most interesting person, Shelley Maynard from Lynchburg now at the moment, originally Illinois, and she's written her first book. I think that's thrilling, and the more I look at it and read on the back, the more I want to read it.
Well, that's kind of my intentions behind the book. I wanted it to be very intriguing from start to finish.
The picture on the front shows a little red house in the woods on a creek or a lake or something with icy trees, and it's called A Chilling Experience. So is this a mystery?
It has a little bit of one. The young girl at 18, 19 years old off at college comes back home, and they wind up finding her in the middle of a back road.
Dead?
Not quite, almost.
Oh, okay.
She's in a coma for about 11 years, and she wakes up, so she's a 29-year-old woman at this point. And she has to kind of come to grips with
what has happened during all that space and time.
And she doesn't remember anything that happened. So.
What inspired you to come up with that story?
My publisher actually wrote a book that I read about 2 years ago, and it just opened up something inside. I love a lot of the Stephen King mystery kind of writers, and it just kind of fell out.
And so how long have you been working on that?
It took about a year and a half.
Which is not bad.
Not too bad.
Some people maybe after they've written a while write real fast and get it out there real quick, but you have put a lot of thought into this and developed a passion for it, I feel.
Yes, I hope that my next one's a little longer. That's the biggest complaint that I've heard, is that it's not long enough.
Yeah.
It's a very quick read, about 2 hours for an average reader, but it takes you on everything kind of.
That sounds like a perfect read for me, because for me to read a book, I'm not one that likes to wait forever to get to the end of the book. So 2 hours sounds good to me.
Right. I didn't want a lot of fluff. I think a lot of books, there's too much fluff.
Too much fluff in it.
But there's enough that you
So do you base your characters on people you know?
A little bit. Yeah. I like to take 2 or 3 people and kind of combine them into one.
But you don't reveal who they are.
No, there's nothing really specific that anybody could pick out from it that they would say, oh, she wrote that after me.
So have you done a signing yet?
I have not. The first one will be August 20th.
August 20th. That's not so far away.
Not too far.
Where will that be?
At the Moore County Library in Lynchburg.
Where's that located?
Right at the only stoplight.
Oh, okay. It's not like Lynchburg is hard to find.
Right. Once it's right there at the stoplight.
Is that Highway 55? Maybe.
It is.
Yeah. And it's a great place to stop off. So what time of day is that?
It's from 10 to 12.
10 to 12. On August 20th.
I will have books, not a whole lot. I encourage people to pre-order them.
Is this on Amazon?
It is. You can get it in paperback or the Kindle. Those are the 2 options right now.
Do you want to give the price?
The paperback is $9.99. The Kindle is $4.99 right now.
Yeah.
So it's.
I think that is so exciting that you've written your first book.
Yes.
You're already fixing to have a signing, and you've got it out there online. That's amazing. Well, you say you will write the writing is small, so it's not like there's big letters all over the page. So have you thought about your next book?
I've actually decided it's another little bit of a mystery, I want to make it into a 3-part mini-series.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, because if it's, if it goes good, who knows, maybe it'll become a movie.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be good?
That would be great.
Maybe you just keep thinking about it, and first thing you know, somebody's going to read it and that knows about the movies, and they're going to give you a call and say, hey.
Like we were talking earlier, you have as a musician, you have something inside, and that's kind of how it is as a writer. It's in there, and it has to come out at some point in time.
I have always believed that if you're a true musician, a true artist, or a true writer, or any of those creative arts, it's not necessarily a choice. I think you're destined to do it, and you have to do it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you can't be happy.
Right.
And I would encourage you to always write. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night with a great idea?
I do. I have a notepad and pen beside the bed. I actually wrote a whole chapter, woke up one night, and it just hit me. That has to go in the book.
And so you did it right then?
I did. And if I hadn't, I would have forgotten. It's kind of one of those things. Some ideas are fly by night.
So keep that pencil and pad ready to go and jot it down. Yes. I knew a writer from Australia, and I asked her how she found time, because she's one of these really busy people, and she said she always wanted to write and she never had time, so she finally decided to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning before her kids got up, and she would give herself from 4 till 5:30, and she would write every day, and she became a really, really good writer.
It takes some dedication, and there's a lot of amazing authors out there that can throw a book at, sit down in an afternoon and write a book.
Jot it out, or like songwriters, sometimes they just, John Gray, he writes them just like this, but it does take, I don't want people to think it doesn't take discipline. It takes a certain amount of discipline to keep at it, to not give up, to keep going.
There's times, I have kids, so you've got football practice, baseball, homework, and so it's kind of one of those things where you just have to put your mind to it if that's really what you want to do.
Well, Shelley Maynard, when you write your next book, I hope you'll come right here and sit down on our set, and we'll talk again. This is A Chilling Absence by Shelley Maynard. And there's going to be a book signing at the library in Lynchburg on the 20th of August.
Mm-hmm.
10 o'clock till noon. So try to get down there. You have fun in Lynchburg. We'll be back. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Session, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org to Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and I am so excited today to be visited by one of the greatest artists and authors of all times, Beatrix Potter, in the body of Fran Gray. And we're going to let her explain to you exactly what's going on here, why it's going on, and how she got involved. Beatrix?
John, thank you. I would never pretend to be Beatrix Potter, but I do enjoy thinking about her and representing the Beatrix Potter Society. We are very excited because this Thursday, July 28th, marks her 150th birthday. And as one of millions of fans of Beatrix Potter, we decided to have a birthday party for her. And I have with me a lovely young lady, Leslie Nevins, who is the Youth Services Librarian at Lanham Memorial Library. And together we are going to celebrate Beatrix's birthday on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. I did want to let everyone know that there are events happening all over the world in celebration of this 150th birthday. And isn't it wonderful that we here in Tullahoma can remember her and be part of a worldwide movement to remember her and to celebrate her wonderful writings that are timeless. And I just am so excited to be part of it. When I was a little girl, my aunt, Dot Couch Watson, gave me a copy of The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And I loved that book and I never forgot him. Then,
is that this guy down here?
Yeah, that's a little image of Peter. Yeah, he travels with me. Yeah, he will be at the library also.
Good.
And we'll have to give him a special carrot.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
You know, one of the things I want you to explain to everybody, and of course I know because we live together, is what it takes. You know, not just anybody can say, okay, I'm going to represent Beatrix Potter, and I'm going to be a reader for Beatrix Potter and go through, because you had to go through, not necessarily get credentials, but there's certain things you have to do because the organization that promotes her, the Beatrix Potter Society, has certain things that they want readers to do, and certain like this book right here, and certain things that you are supposed to have to do this in a way that represents her and represents them, right, in a certain way.
That's right.
And so what is that?
Well, as I mentioned,
events.
I wanted to say that one of the big influences in my coming to this point was the author Susan Albert Wittig. I'm sorry, I think I may have said that backwards. Susan Wittig Albert. And did I say that right?
This is the second time, yes.
Okay. And she has written a series called The Cottage Tales, and they're all about Beatrix Potter, and I found several copies at the library, so I started reading them and I couldn't put them down. And I became more and more interested in her and her life, even beyond her writing. So I looked on the web and read some things, and I joined the Beatrix Potter Society. And that group is always looking for all kinds of information about her. They research, they have seminars worldwide about her, and they just promote her as the wonderful person she was, and writer and artist, as you mentioned. And so I decided I would like to become a reader. And there is a reading program in the United States as well as in the UK and other places. So I submitted my name and made a commitment to read. And everything I do has to be recorded and reported back to the society.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some pictures in the journal, which does go worldwide. There's a journal and newsletter that comes out quarterly for the society. So it's really a big organization. It was formed in 1980, and I hope that I'm going to find some other Beatrix Potter fans in Tennessee. Right now, I think there's only one other member that I know of. but we're going to research that some more and hopefully encourage people to join the society. Now, Leslie has been very busy all summer with children's reading programs. And tell me what's going to happen on Saturday.
On Saturday, we invite all of the families to come down because this is a family event. So on Saturday, we will have you're all invited to a tea party to celebrate Beatrix Potter's birthday. So we will have events for the children that day, and we will have a tea party to celebrate.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, we will. So we are going to have special cookies made for everyone. And
special cookies?
Yes.
They're going to be bunny cookies?
Mm-hmm. And if you're not into mischief, like Peter was always into mischief, if you do what Mama Bunny,
into mischief too.
If you do what Mrs. Rabbit tells you, then I'll save a cookie for you.
I like to break the ears off and eat them first.
Oh gosh.
Can't help myself. That's mischief. You know, Fran has gone and had a walking suit made, and she's gotten a hat and some jewelry and stuff like that, and I think it's fantastic. If you don't know about Beatrix Potter, there's a wonderful movie, and who plays her in that movie?
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger. Go get that movie and see that movie. She's one of the first women ever to be published, because at that point in time, women just weren't, the men didn't think women were smart enough to write and be published.
And that movie, Miss Potter, is available at the library.
It is, it is. So get that and come this Saturday, and what time is it?
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock this Saturday at the library, and see Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit, and all of his buddies, and have a rabbit ear cookie and some tea, and have fun. And we'll be right back after these messages. Thank you for being here.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar, so come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh, gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Welcome back. I'm with the most interesting person right now, Cindy Richards, who is on a subject that's very close to my heart, Alzheimer's disease. And I know that you're promoting something special, so let's just talk about that first.
Yes, ma'am. This year's Walk to End Alzheimer's is coming up very soon. It'll be Saturday, September the 10th at South Jackson Civic Center again this year.
I know where that is.
Yeah. You spend a lot of time there.
Do.
Yeah.
Okay, it opens at 8:30.
We will start registration at 8:30. There'll be a lot of fun things to do there. Booths, activities for children. We'll probably have some coffee and maybe some breakfast things that you can grab.
It's like a little mini festival, getting people ready to start the walk.
Exactly.
What time's the walk start?
It's going to start at 10.
10 o'clock.
We'll start with opening ceremonies, and then we'll get started on the walk. We'll go down Jackson Street all the way to Walgreens. There'll be a water stop there. They're going to provide water for us there. And then we'll make the U-turn and we'll walk back to South Jackson. So.
And what is the entrance fee for this?
There's no fee. There's no fee.
It's just a walk to raise awareness.
To raise awareness, and then also we're asking for donations, support. We ask walkers to
To raise funds.
To raise funds
for the Alzheimer's Association.
So, I guess I said that wrong. I know it doesn't cost to participate, but they are there to raise funds.
Correct.
So obviously,
Yes.
and I've been touched by Alzheimer's because of
Yes.
my mom, and I know that you have too.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
You want to talk just a little bit about that, the statistics on the Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's disease is the sixth leading cause of death.
And I think people don't really realize that.
And it's the only one of the top 10 that's not, that there's no way to prevent or cure or even slow.
The thing that I witnessed is sometimes it's kind of hard to realize a person has Alzheimer's.
It is.
Because they'll do a lot of those things they've always done, not knowing exactly why, and then slowly but surely it creeps in. So it's an agonizing disease.
Very much.
Yeah, and I think the worst time is when they're figuring out something's wrong with them.
It's got to be very hard to know that something's wrong and not know exactly what it is.
So I think it's a disease that needs tremendous research, and they have made some strides. I mean, every once in a while I read about trials that may be causing a change. So is it because of your mother that you decided to chair this walk?
Yes, ma'am. I've chaired the walk a couple of times before. I've been very involved with the Alzheimer's Association for many years.
Good.
Because of the help that we received from them when my mother was ill. That support, I felt like this was a way to give back.
So what was some of the support things that they did for you?
The initial call I made the very first day is something I don't think I'll ever forget, and it was just that feeling of desperation and not knowing what to do and how to do it and what was going on, and just that one call to the Alzheimer's Association office here in town just calmed me down, and you know, they gave me information over the phone, and they had information there that I could go pick up, and just being able to talk to somebody.
I know it's a lonely disease for the caretaker and certainly for the Alzheimer's patient, and I do think Tullahoma has some good, they have facilities, they have a lot of help. In fact, this whole region, we don't just reach out to Tullahoma, we reach out to everybody. Everybody's welcome to come September 10th to
Yes, we'd like to
join
have everybody
the walk.
there. Yes.
And they don't have to sign up ahead of time, do they?
They don't, but they can. They can go to alzheimers.org/walk and register your team there.
Okay.
You can join a team there. If you don't want to register a team, you can always join a team.
Is that about a mile walk?
It's a little over a mile.
A little over a mile, so
yeah, it's
you
doable.
can get your daily exercise that you
Exactly.
need, for heaven's sakes,
Right.
and for a wonderful cause.
Yes, yes.
I would like to see before my death and before I may get it, I'd like to know that the research is going on, and I think anybody who's had a parent or a relative involved with this disease has a little bit of anxiety themselves.
Sure.
Because it is hereditary, I believe.
Can be.
And it's something to think about.
Yes.
Okay, let's don't forget, Saturday, September 10th, South Jackson Civic Center. If you don't know where that is, it's Tullahoma, Tennessee, on South Jackson Street. And all you have to do if you want to go online to register, and we got to go. Bye.